Always a pleasure, sir. How are you, Liam?
Good, man, very good, but I want to clear a few things
Come
up
on,
that I
then.
know like to say.
Get it off your chest.
Two big lies that I want to clear up. First one about me being hungover. I got diagnosed with laryngitis for the V Festival. Wasn't hungover. I do gigs when I've been hungover. I'm a big boy. I'm not going to cancel a gig because I've got an headache. And how he'd know whether I was hungover is, is beyond me, because he wasn't staying at the same hotel as us. It was a different hotel. He left straight after the gig, so he wouldn't know what I got up to or how I was feeling. So that's a lie. Second lie is, I've never ever had a conversation with him about Pretty Green or anything. Them words Pretty Green have never come out of my mouth with Noel Gallagher, ever. So all this about him saying that I try to get Pretty Green in an advertisement or Oasis tour programme is absolute. Do you know what I mean? And him saying it's a demise of Oasis, I'm not having it. And the Oasis fans need to know that he's pulling the wool. There's two people to blame for Oasis splitting up, and one of them's sitting here right now talking, and the other one's Noel Gallagher. Sandy woke up, man. He's not an angel. People need to know that it's not just me who split the band up, it was Noel too. He was acting like a little bitch, being rude to people that have been working for us for 18 years. I got wind of it. I go up to him and bring it up to him and tell him to be winding his neck in. He doesn't like being told what to do. In my opinion, he's a control freak.
You said it breaks your heart, did it?
It does, but what the band splitting up, that was my band, you know what I mean? And for people to think that I won't get out of bed to go and do a gig because I've got an headache, it's just ridiculous, you know what I mean? Whether we was headlining or not, whether we were playing to two people, I'd have been there. It's Liam Gallagher, that's what I do, man. So he's just, he's basically making up lies to, win brownie points, and I'm not having it.
And that, my friends, is just part one. Part two coming up after some live music from BDI. This is The Roller from T in the Park.
BDI on BBC Radio 1, recorded on the Radio 1 NME stage at T in the Park 2011. That was The Roller. So what was it actually like, Ethan? Were you scared, or were you, you've met Liam Gallagher a few times, did you know that he had so much to get off his chest?
No, I had no idea, because I was speaking to a few people beforehand, and I was like, I have to ask him about Noel, because there was the whole press conference thing last week and stuff. And so I had that in the back of my head of being something that I would bring up towards the end of the interview, and it kind of almost felt like he needed to get it off his chest. He needed to kind of vent it off in some way, shape or form. And also, they had a great gig last night. They had a really great gig, and he came back to BBC Three and had a chat with Reggie and I after with Gem and Andy, and he came in absolutely buzzing. He went, I needed that, I really needed that. So I think a combination of almost getting that off his chest and being out in a gig where there was people appreciating his music and stuff, because you'll hear next, he's the first to admit that the debut album Different Gear, Still Speeding from BDI hasn't done as well as he would have hoped it would, but that's, if nothing else, kind of spurred them on to do better and to work harder, sort of thing. And so I just really felt that he he cares about what he does, and he wants people to realise that and not just assume that he's this gobby bloke who is the reason that Oasis split up. So it was I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved it. I was nervous beforehand because you never quite know how he's going to be, but I loved it.
Okay, well, there's more live music from BDI around the corner. This is part two of Edith Bowman meets Liam Gallagher.
BBC Radio 1 at T in the Park.
Right, let's talk about something happy.
Yes.
You've got an incredible history with T in the Park.
Yeah,
you played the first ever T in the Park with Oasis back in '94, man.
Oh yeah, and it was like
I remember watching you play football backstage.
I remember booting the ball out into the crowd, and it hit our sound guy right on the end of the nose, and he's a dirty red, so thank you. So no, that was one of the best gigs I've ever done, or Oasis I've ever done, in my eyes. That T in the Park.
So is it pretty special to come back with BDI then to?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is where we're at, man. This is it, BDI. These are the cards we've been dealt. So special to be back here with a band that I strongly believe will get better. It's not lit up as much. It's not took off as much as I thought it would do. But that's the way it goes. You can't force people to like you. But come album 2, I think all it will have died down, and people will be ready to get on with it.
Well, I almost think that that's a positive in a way, because when you come back with something new, it's like having to work for that. I think it makes you appreciate it a bit more, does it? Do you think it kind of you?
Yeah, well, I've always appreciated it. You know what I mean? I appreciated everything in Oasis. But some days you take your eye off the ball. You know what I mean? You drink too much maybe sometimes, and you sort of that's life. You know what I mean? But like everything, you know what I mean? But I've never stopped appreciating music, man. I never stopped appreciating going and doing gigs. No way.
An album.
But I know we've got to definitely roll our sleeves up and graft in places. But to bring it on, that's what I'm not going to stop, because it's not took off as much as I wanted to.
Well, you're a fighter, aren't you?
Well, I'm into music, and that's what we do. I'm into singing them songs. I'm into singing songs, and that's what we shall do.
Where are you with that? You started on it yet? Album 2?
Done a couple of tunes. ready to go. We're going to be doing something pretty soon when we get a break. But it'll definitely be out next year, man.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, man. It's a
Always
pleasure.
nice to see you. Amazing. I could actually just sit and chat to him for hours. He's great company. He's just so, you know, people kind of, I don't know, have their opinion of Liam Gallagher sort of thing, but I hope from that you kind of get an idea of how he believes in what he does sort of thing. And I also asked them about Oasis because, you know, they've got such a history with T in the Park. It's like, are you going to play an Oasis song? There are a lot of people within that 85,000 people in that field who want to hear an Oasis song. And he said, look, we started off BDI and we said at the start we weren't going to play Oasis songs. We need to kind of prove ourselves with this, and we're sticking to that. So they didn't play any Oasis songs.
Right.
So yeah, it's fascinating.
All credit to him. More live music then from BDI set at T in the Park.
Millionaire.
Good to be back in T in the Park. Nice one for sticking around and watching.